The moon has been visited by humans since 1969, but the Apollo 11 landing in 1969 was a hoax. Various extraterrestrial civilizations have established bases on the moon. The moon affects Earth's magnetic fields, tides, and seasons. The moon serves as a nearby location for extraterrestrial species to work on the physical dimensions of their ships. There is no water or life on the moon, but it has been used as a station for different civilizations. The moon was created specifically to help keep Earth functioning properly. The moon has female beings from various species, but there isn't one specific species. The moon is monitored by the Greys and Assassani, who are interested in Earth. The moon's backside is used for larger, more visible ships
It's
and more
rocky,
work.
it's like a really bright light.
Bright light. Let me know where is the source of the light. And see if there's anyone can guide you.
There's somebody like in a spacesuit.
Okay. If you can describe this being.
Just looks like a person in like a white moon suit.
You feel
it's waving at me.
Okay, right. So let's find out what he will say to you.
He asks, what would you like to know?
Tell him that you want to know more about this planet. And if year 1969, Apollo 11, if has really landed on the moon.
We didn't land on the moon then, but we have been to the moon since then.
Let him explain in details.
In 1969, that was a hoax. However, human beings have made it to the moon since then.
So what happened at that time?
It was a hoax to fool the Soviet Union.
So when was the human first time landed on the moon?
1982.
And so what this planet is for?
There's no water or life here.
And who is the original being on the moon, or this is a place for something else?
There were never beings living here.
Okay.
It's never been inhabited. He says there's been various bases here from different civilizations. Have just had bases so that they want somewhere to be stationed near the Earth.
So what is the reason? By the way, what is this being's name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. All right, so let me just talk to Jeffrey directly, which will be easier. So I'm gonna let you switch with Jeffrey. I'm gonna count to 3. On the count of 3, you will be Jeffrey's energy. 1, 2, and 3. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello.
Hi. I appreciate your information. So before I ask anything else, so what is your role here?
I'm not here permanently, but I am a human soul who has seen some of the bases on Earth or on the moon in the past.
Yes.
So I take this form sometimes to explain more about the moon.
So you're just some type of energy.
Yes.
And when I ask this question and you feel you're the right person can answer those questions.
Correct.
Okay, very good. So yeah, we really as human we don't know much about the moon. So what kind of role the moon is playing to Earth, to the growth of planet Earth?
It's more vital than you realize because it affects the magnetic fields on Earth and the tides and the seasons and the energies on your body are all in connection with the moon as a natural entity. The moon is also it's a place that various civilizations, extraterrestrial civilizations, have established bases here.
Yes.
As a place that is near Earth, but they're not on Earth. But they can be nearby if they need to work on the physical dimensions of their ships.
But why they chose a moon instead of other planets?
Because the moon is closer to the Earth.
So they are doing those species. They do some work on Earth.
Correct.
So for example, let's say Pleiadians.
Yes.
Arcturians.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, I heard that the moon is almost like an airport, but for crafts.
That's one way to describe it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So, so there's one part of the moon that from Earth we can never see that part, the back of the moon, and there's anything specific there?
We if there's a ship that's very large, very visible, that's where we tend to do more of the work.
So it's kind of on purpose.
Correct.
So we will not be able to see that.
Yes.
Anything else that you can tell us about this planet that we do not know?
It wasn't made by accident. When the Earth was made, the Moon was made very specifically as well, to help kind of keep your planet functioning as a natural whole. The natural forces on your planet would not work without the Moon.
So let's say Earth was created 4.6 billion years ago by this species called Shanti. So Moon is in a way is newer than Earth, or
a little bit newer, but it was about the same time.
Is it also created by them, or?
Correct.
I see. I was going to ask. In one of my ayahuasca journey, I felt that I was on the moon, or maybe when I was doing meditation, I'm not too sure, and I felt there's a like female type of energy or being, and she was like kind of squeezing my cheek.
I mean, there's been female beings on Earth, on the Moon,
Yeah.
over time, from many different species.
Oh, I remember she kind of introduced herself and she said, "I'm the Moon Lady." But they are those female energies or beings?
Yes, they are. But again, from many different species. I don't know that there's like one, species in particular. I'm not sure.
What else? Anything else kind of interesting thing about this planet or events?
It's not terribly eventful here. It's a place, as I said, multiple species have been here. There's never been any conflict here. It's usually, species who are doing work on Earth and they have this additional place to stop. It was notable the first time that humans made it to the actual moon and realized that it was populated already.
So when they came, let's say in 1982, so do they realize that there are, extraterrestrials here?
So certain people within the government had known that there were extraterrestrials, but it wasn't common knowledge. So some of the first to arrive were very surprised, and they were told to keep it very secret, that the public couldn't know that it was inhabited.
So let's say if they are going to when the human are landing on the moon in the future, what will happen to them? They will be allowed to do some experiment.
Well, now humans are aware, and there's also a base there. If humans want to, come, they can. The government is aware that
So
it's here.
Let's say the Russian government also knows.
Correct.
Okay. And so this is something that people talk about. All right. So there's nothing. So on the moon, things usually are organized and peaceful.
Correct.
And there's anyone that is kind of monitoring things on the moon.
The Greys and the Asasani
Asasani.
monitor fairly closely
Uh-huh.
because they're most interested in what's going on Earth.
Uh-huh. I see. So Asasani is this planet is in like a 60 dimensional.
Correct.
All right. So I appreciate your explanation and this information, and maybe we'll be able to have another conversation in the near future.
You're very welcome.